Hello and welcome to Treasure in Every Verse. I'm your host, author and Bible teacher, Kevin Madison. Thank you for joining us today. Okay, friends, we're going to try to wrap up this short series that we were doing on the believer and our relationship today to the law. And that's a big problem with a lot of people, folks. And the reason why is because they read the Bible segmented. What do I mean by reading the Bible segmented? They read it as if the Bible was written by several men. That's how people read it. The scriptures, folks, is this book right here. This book. The completed testimony of the Most High God. If you're reading this book by segments, what I mean, if you're going to come in this book and you're going to read Proverbs and let Proverbs stand alone, then you're not going to understand this book. If you're going to come in this book and you're going to read Micah and you're going to try to implement Micah by itself, you're not going to understand this book. If you come in here and you try to read the book of Galatians and just Galatians by itself, and you're going to obey just Galatians, no, friends, you're going to have big problems and your understanding won't be proper. And then if you just try to live out Exodus or Leviticus, if you do it that way, you're going to be in big trouble. So that's what I'm trying to teach you. You have to take the entirety of the scriptures and put them together, please. When you do that, I promise you, you're going to get the proper understanding of the book. I'm going to show you exactly what I mean today in what we're studying. Watch this. All right. We had got to the point to where I told you about the law, right? The 3 parts of the law. And all 3 parts, friends, are still active today. Why? Because the law is an eternal law given by an eternal God. It's an eternal law. It's going to be implemented in the future in its totality. Do you realize that in the millennium, they're going to be doing sacrifices? Even though Christ has already been sacrificed and raised from the dead by the glory of the Father? Yes, I mean literal animal sacrifices following the ceremonial law. It's Kevin, where you read that at? Hey, you better go back and read the book. Go back and read the book of Ezekiel. Start at chapter 40 and read to the end. Go back and read the book of Isaiah. There's about 10 chapters specifically in Isaiah that addresses the 1,000-year millennium. So if you want to know what I'm talking about, friends, you have to go read the book. Start in chapter 40 and go to 48. Look at Isaiah. Look at chapter 2, chapter 9, chapter 60. I mean, just go on and on and on. And there's many more. Micah talks about it. Amos talks about it. A lot of these, Zechariah gives a lot of information on this stuff. So, this part of the law, guess what, folks? In the millennium, after the tribulation, after grace, the sacrifices are going to start up again. Do you know that? Friend, if you didn't, then you're not reading the book as a completed book. You're picking and choosing segments to read. And your understanding is going to be small. And you're not going to see the big picture. You have to read it all. And you have to read it all all the time. Now, this right here, the commandments. Friend, Jesus gave us that right there, the moral law, including the 10 commandments. He expanded on it over in the book of Matthew. He told you the kingdom rules for the millennium. Over in Matthew, starting chapter 5, going all the way to chapter 7. Those are going to be the laws for the millennium. And you know who else talked about that? Isaiah. You know who else talked about that? Ezekiel. You know who else talked about that? All the other prophets. Except Jonah and Nahum. They talked about Nineveh, which is an example of Christ redeeming people out of the world. Jonah and Christ in Nineveh. And so Jonah, what is Jonah about? Christ, the Redeemer. Everyone Christ wanted to save in the book of Jonah is saved. Guess what? In that same city, Nineveh, we're talking about one city, 2 prophets, one city. Nahum came back. I think that's how you spell Nahum. Anyhow, he's Christ, the righteous judge. You know what he does with all those people? In Nineveh, the same city. In Nineveh. Nineveh represents the world, friends. You know who created Nineveh? Nimrod. The first type and shadow of the Antichrist. Remember that name? Nimrod? Him. Christ saves people out of the world as the Redeemer, represented by Jonah. Christ comes as judge for the rest of the world, Nineveh, as the righteous judge, and he kills them all. What do you read when you read Jonah? Please tell me. Do you read about a fish story? What in the world? A fish story? Is that what you're getting out of the book of Jonah? I mean, when you go and listen to people talk about Jonah, what are they talking about? You see, this is exactly what I mean when I say the way people read the Bible. Christ explained Jonah himself. As Jonah was in the belly of the fish for 3 days, you think Jonah was alive? So too will the Son of Man be in the belly of the earth for 3 days. Let me ask you again. Do you think Jonah was alive? You say, well, Jonah prayed while he was in the belly of the fish. Man, Jonah didn't pray. Go read that again. Jonah prayed as Jonah was getting ready to die in the belly of the fish. Just like Christ prayed in the Garden of Gethsemane. It was a type and shadow, friends. Everything in the book is about him. Stop reading the book as if it's about someone else. It's not. It has nothing to do with any other person. The entirety of the book is about that one man. That one God man.